Hi, today I'd like to show you how to configure the 400G Ethernet FEC analysis test on the MT1040A Network Master Pro. To be able to perform the Ethernet FEC analysis test efficiently and visually, Enrico has developed a special function, FEC distribution, which we will now take a closer look at. So let's get down to setting up the FEC analysis test on the MT1040A. After starting the instrument, we got the main menu with all available applications. This menu may vary depending on the options installed. In the Ethernet line, click on the bird up and select the ports that we're going to test. After loading the application, we get into Setup window, in which we need to configure the physical interfaces. First, in the Port tab, select the interface type from the drop-down list. Confirm the changes made. The interface is configured and launched. Here we can see what wavelength the selected transceiver works and what standard it meets. Then, in the Streams tab, we should configure the corresponding MACs and IPs. You can use the default MAC and ARP request, as well as DNS and DHCP if required. We leave MACs and IPs as zeros by default because in our case the transceiver is connected in loopback mode. For more detailed settings of the stream, you can go to the Detailed Setting menu. All possible stream settings are available in this menu. On each of the tabs, the corresponding settings are highlighted. You can also select additional technologies such as VLAN. Then the corresponding tab will appear to be able to configure the VLAN setting. Next, we configure Sync E, BTP, or OAM if required. Go back to Port tab and click on the Link Status box. Clear the history and check that all the required connection parameters are in order. Thus, we've configured the physical interfaces of the instrument. Go to the Test window, in which you need to configure the testing parameters. In addition to setting the general test parameters, interval length, start or stop actions, etc. in the Control tab and the Traffic Generator operating mode in the Generator tab, select Auto Start Traffic when the test is started. We need to configure the stream in the Stream Profile tab. Select the type transmitted data, for example, data. Select the behavior of the line load, constant or step change in a given range. Select ramp. Detailed settings are available by clicking on the button. You can operate with percentages, a megabits per second or interframe gap. Set a percentage, for example from 50% to 100% in 10% increments, with a minimum interval of 3 seconds. Set invert ramp. Thus, the channel load will constantly change with the specified limits. Set the frame size to constant or random with a step. Now we'll leave it at 64. In the Stream Measurement tab, select the necessary parameters and the corresponding thresholds if necessary. In the Thresholds tab, set the error thresholds. You can also additionally set individual thresholds for each of the Ethernet parameters by clicking the Setup button. In the same tab, we set the FEC thresholds. First, we set the SER, Symbol Error Rate threshold, which replaced BER, Bit Error Rate, since in PAM4 signals, one symbol is no longer corresponds to one bit. The value depends on the applied standard. We will leave the default value. Then select Code Word Distribution. Here we indicate at what number of errors in one code word the instrument should highlight them on the graph. Now we will have a visual look at those parameters in the testing process. Click Start, and the result window appears. The Summary tab displays a summary of the test we've configured. The current testing status is displayed here. You can see how the channel load changes in accordance with the parameters we set earlier. The number of errors and their ratio are also indicated. The most interesting tab is FEC distribution. As the loss in the transmission channel increases, the number of errors in the signal will increase too. but the FEC will correct them, so we won't see the degradation of the signal transmission quality. However, when the channel losses become too large, that there will be a lot of errors, the algorithm will not be able to correct errors anymore. The graph shows on the x-axis the number of errors in one code word. On the y-axis, the number of code words that were received with number of errors. Based on the definition, the FEC algorithm can correct from 0 to 15 consecutive or closely spaced errors. This area is highlighted in green on the graph. I have deliberately increased the transmission loss. It can be seen that with increasing losses, the number of errors will grow. Here, we are reminiscing about the code word distribution threshold, which I talked about earlier. Code words with more than 10 errors are colored in yellow. This indication helps to visually determine that we are close to a danger zone. If the threshold of the FEC algorithm is exceeded, meaning if there are 16 or more errors, the algorithm stops correcting all errors, and we see these code errors in red. We can set the automatic scaling of the y-axis or set a specific value. The screen also shows the value of SIR, maximum corrected errors count, frame loss. On the left, the current state, the time intervals to which you can return, and the total state of the entire duration of the test are indicated. After stopping the test, it is possible to save the result in CSV format for further post-processing. The event log tab displays the log of event that's occurred during testing. If any error occurs, detailed information about it will be displayed here. All detailed statistics are displayed on the Statistics tab. In the drop-down menu, you can select various parameters and view their statistics. To save the report, click on the document icon in the right menu. In the window, enter the necessary data, the file format PDF, XML or CSV, the name of the client, project, operator, load the logo and click Generate. In the next window, select the save directory, enter the file name, for example 400G FEC test, click OK and save report. After saving, the report is available for viewing directly on the instrument. Click View PDF. The report will contain all necessary information about the test, including complete statistics and log. Close the report and return to the application. Now we finished the 400G Ethernet FEC analysis testing on the network Master Pro MT1040A. At the end, it should be noted how you can simplify and speed up the setup of the instrument for testing. We can save the settings to the Favorites tab, so that then, when you restart the instrument, you can load all the settings with one click of the button. To do so, open the right menu and press Load Save. In the window, select the directory and file name, let's say 400G FEC test. Select Add to Favorites and click Save Settings. After that, you can go to the Favorites tab and make sure that the Quick Launch icon for the test appears. Thus, when starting the instrument, we can immediately go to the Favorites, load the settings with one button and go directly to the testing. That is all for today, and if you have any questions, please contact Anritsu. Thanks for watching.